Hi, I'm Richard and welcome to another video. This is our exploring and this video is all about travel and trying to do it affordably and cheap on a budget. And if that sounds like your type of content, then you're in the right place and we're going to be friends. And if not, it's going to be one of those one-night clicks. And I'm okay with that if you're okay with that. I just want to have a disclaimer at the start of the video where I say, obviously cost is very different to different types of people. If you're really rich, then what I think is cheap is probably going to be really cheap to you. So without further ado, let's get into the 4 destinations. Number 1 is Thailand. Thailand is one of the most wonderful countries I've ever got to visit. I've actually visited twice. I took my wife there after I've been with friends previously. You can have backpacking with the boys or girls, or you can have a romantic week with your wife. It really depends what you're after, but Thailand offers a bit of everything for everybody. I'm lucky enough to have been to Bangkok and stopped there, and it's as crazy as you would think, but weird and wonderful all at the same time. Phuket offers a completely different experience than Bangkok, and Koh Phangan, if you want really cheap and really party island, it's another destination you could definitely check out. Checking out the River Kwai if you're anywhere close to it when you go to Thailand, I definitely recommend doing, and going to see a live Muay Thai fight is a must. Just be careful, if you want to keep those costs below £50, please make sure you don't bet on those fights too much because they'll get you and you'll lose. I'm talking from experience. Although baht is quite cheap compared to the pound or the dollar. The food in Thailand, you can eat for £1 to £2 for most meals, and you could probably do it cheaper depending where you are. But Thailand, it really is one of the best destinations for cost being low, people being wonderful, and things to see and things to do. Number 2 on the list is Greece, and in particular, I'm talking about Athens. Athens, I was very lucky, if you follow this channel, to go there in the summer holidays, and it was better than expected. Crazily hot in the summer, and if you go in the off-peak times, you're probably going to get less sun, less heat stroke, and be a little bit more affordable. Hostels in Athens are surprisingly cheap, and if you just stay outside of Athens, then it can be even cheaper. One of the best things about Athens is you can see so much history and so much culture without actually spending money at all. Now, some of the big Parthenons and big attractions, you do have to spend a bit of money on. But if you book it in advance and you try and avoid the touristy routes, then you can do it for an affordable price as well. And most places offer a pass for multiple sites, so please check that out before you do that. The food in Greece is really affordable and wonderful, and I would recommend getting a big bus stop experience. Now, I wouldn't normally recommend that, but if you did watch my video on my channel, you will see that we did a big bus tour, and actually in Athens it works and doubles up as a taxi. We got a 48-hour pass for a family of 4, and we managed to go to the beach from Athens city centre and back again, and it's all including the price as many times as you like. So some cities I wouldn't say it's worth it, but in Athens I think it will save you a lot of money. Obviously places like Mykonos and Santorini in the more touristy areas will cost you a bit more money, but again can be done at an affordable price as well. Number 3, one of my favourite cities that I ever visited back in 2013 when there was hair blowing on the head and less than 36 inches on the waist, was Hungary and Budapest in particular. Budapest is one of the most wonderful cities. First, it's extremely cheap and extremely affordable. Hostels are fun in Budapest and the people are brilliant. I remember stepping out from the train station when I was backpacking and thinking, what have I done? And soon realising what I'd done was incredible. The architecture and the history in Budapest is wonderful. Budapest is actually split over the Danube, so one side is Buda and one side is Pest. Whilst you're in Pest, you should check out the Parliament building. You should actually check it out from Buda and look across the Danube because it's incredible, but it is possibly some of the best architecture I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not a massive architecture buff, but it's incredible. If you like a monument or like something powerful, when you turn with your back facing to Parliament and have a look at the shoes next to the river, I won't say too much more than that. If you've seen it, you'll probably comment because you know exactly what I'm talking about and how powerful that is, because I will ruin it for you if I tell you what it is there. But it's an incredible World War II monument that's definitely worth checking out when you're in Budapest. Other things you should do is obviously the tourist attraction of seeing the baths. The baths are brilliant. I wasn't a massive fan of them, but for people that like baths, you weirdos, then it's worth checking out. I get out feeling like a lobster. They're actually quite a low temperature from what I'm told. I dip my toe in, so enjoy that when you get in there. But one thing you should definitely check out is the Jewish Quarter for nightlife and just a different experience. Lots of ruins that were turned into bars and abandoned buildings that were turned into bars. It's a wicked place. Again, cheap and the food's wonderful. So Budapest would be third on the list. Now finally, and this is not last but least, but Poland. Poland is a wonderful country full of wonderful people and exquisite food. Honestly, food in Poland is top tier. I'm going to recommend Krakow because that's the only place I've actually visited in Poland. I'm going to disclaim one other thing. I didn't go there travelling. I was taken there on a stag do for my brother's stag do. We went there because it was really cheap and we were just going there for the booze. But actually, once we got there, a week in Poland was incredible. Food, people were wonderful, but there's so much history. If you're a World War II buff like myself, the history of the museums are definitely worth a watch. But an hour away from Krakow is Auschwitz, and if you're in the area, it's definitely worth checking out. Again, costs can remain low, and I really, really, really recommend Krakow. I've also heard Warsaw is equally as good, and I'm really sorry from Warsaw, but I'm back in Krakow all the way. Anyway, that's enough for me. These videos drag on for far too long, and I've done this video about 56,000 times, messed it up. It's been a while since I've done a video, so if you're back here, make sure you subscribe. Again, because the travelling starts in February and I'm really excited to take you on my travels with me. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.